I think we are very excited about the Indian market, and Indian market in the last 5 years has basically performed quite well in, especially when it comes to premium segments of consumer electronics. So we are moving ahead with the rhythm of the market. I think last 3 to 4 years have seen a sea change in the landscape of the market itself. So when I talk about television specifically, so people have moved on from small screen televisions to big screen televisions. So that big conversion already happened. We call it from entry level basic models to premium lineup, right? So that has already happened. So in this ecosystem, I think Sony has performed quite well, and I think our position in the market as far as premium television brand is concerned, we are above 55-inch, like 55-inch, 65, 75 and above screen sizes. We are last year the #1 brand in the country, and that's there. So I think television business is going smoothly. We registered a growth of approximately 20% in fiscal 23, and this growth is continued for the last couple of years, something like that, right? So I think we are on a good growth trajectory as far as TV business is concerned, and making a good mark as far as the premium market is concerned. As far as audio is concerned, I think that's also a very encouraging market for us. Last couple of years have seen a huge, again, shift in the consumer behavior. People have started to move into premium, audio, gadgets. So especially I'm talking about soundbars. So premium soundbars, we started to sell, I think, last 2 or 3 years back. And as I'm talking to you today, we are making a good, progress in this segment. And I think 24, maybe next fiscal, my plan is to lead even the premium soundbar market, in the country, which is growing at a phenomenal pace. So our premium soundbar growth is more than, I would say, 500-600%, although the base was less, right? But still we rule almost half the market as far as the overall soundbar market is concerned. More than 50% share Sony has in 15,000 and above rupee, price band for soundbars. So that's one good, picture which is shaping up as far as this industry is concerned. And talking about headphones, Sony, I think, led the industry as far as, this noise cancellation devices are concerned. So we can claim that today in the headband segment, in the noise cancellation segment, so we are the leading brand, in the country with almost 75%, 80% share in, ANC devices, noise cancellation devices. So that's very good, shape for us. We are making a good progress in the truly wireless segment as well, although it's very competitive. But we have launched host of models. So I think our 1000X series is really talk of the town, these days, right? So that business is also looking pretty strong. We recently launched our new party speaker lineup by the name of Alt, right? So that launch was very big, very solid, right? And we hope that we'll make a big progress even in the party speaker segment, which is also growing in a nice way. And we have a host of good products, very, very good technology, good bass sound, very vibrant, products, colorful, especially targeting towards the young generation, Gen Z as we call it. So that's how Sony is going to, mold itself to its positioning to young customers, right? So that's going on very well, actually. Coming to the digital imaging category, that's also very, very promising. I think we almost doubled the business in the last couple of years. We are the leading brand in the, in the mirrorless camera segment, right? So that's the, these days is the device which people use for shooting weddings and all those kind of content creation. So in the full frame segment, I think Sony dominates the market with more than 70% share. And we are kind of leaders in the ILC segment. Along with that, of course, we are selling lenses and everything. So I think as far as the wedding market is concerned, fashion, wildlife and all those, content creator market, Sony leads the way in the industry now, unlike I would say 5 years back. So we are doing quite good progress there. Business has doubled, as I said, right? And also in the pro business, cinema, we call it the professional business, right? Cinepro, we call it, in films making, right? Content creation, Netflixes, Amazons, Bollywood, Tollywood, all these kind of content creation companies and all are using Sony cameras, and our professional cameras are doing extremely well. Business is more than double, as I said, in the last couple of years. So I think digital imaging category also is showing a lot of promise, and we hope it will continue for the next couple of years. Coming to gaming, that has become a very new phenomena for us, and I think especially last year was a turnaround when I think we almost tripled our business in gaming, right? And we sold a lot of software as well. So I think India has now become a gaming country, I would say. A lot of youngsters are now driven towards this kind of a culture. So yeah, I think other than that, we have a professional division also. So we do a lot of business in medical equipments. Very good, it's going very good. We are doing a lot of business institutions. So institution business is also growing very handsomely, and I think registering at almost 20% growth. So all in all, I would say Sony business is shaping well in sync with our Indian macro business environment. So we are like in sync with it. Customers in the country are becoming richer, I would say. The trajectory of their income growth is upwards, and that's where they need to spend good money, more money on quality products. So Sony is all about quality. I have been talking about premium ever since I came to this country, and I can confidently tell you that we should be one of the most recognized premium brand in the country today. We already registered 2 times in a row more than 20% growth. I would not imagine you will listen the same number from like most of our competitors in the similar industry. So this is the second time. We are gunning for a similar growth 3rd time in succession in year 24 as well, right? So this is one set which we are already, this is kind of short term outlook, I would say, because the country is growing. You can see all macro parameters, the indicators are absolutely good. Now we have a stable government too. Euro, I mean, Sensex is good, GDP is good. So I think in sync with the Indian good economic parameters, Sony intends to grow, of course, in this fiscal year, which is 24, with a similar rate as we did last couple of years, which is highest in the industry, I would say. And as far as mid-term and long-term, I don't see major change in our growth trajectory or phenomena. I don't see a major change. Television industry is building up, as I said. People are now gravitating towards large screen premium products. So the growth rates in this segment is phenomenal, is big. It's more than 100%, I would say, in the last couple of years, right? Although 32-inch and all is stagnant or maybe degrowing. So there is a huge scope and potential for this segment to grow in future, right? So TV, I reckon, should be a growth, kind of a mid-term or a even a long-term growth phenomena, although not to these levels what we are talking about today, because now the conversion is happening, right? And same goes with audio. People are now going with new gadgets, new technologies. People are getting more aware about audio requirement in their overall entertainment experience. So I think that also I am reckoning that it should be well. Digital imaging, no doubt, nobody can stop it, because I think you can see these days there are a lot of kind of content being created across the board, right? We have lots of young influential YouTubers, content creators. Weddings will never stop in the country, right? Weddings are going to be the phenomena. Now India is also global, so we are encouraging a lot of tourism, wildlife and everything. So I think that industry is also safe and secured for us to drive the future growth. But as I said, we are the industry leaders, so we will have to find new ways to drive this next gen growth in the country. Yeah, so I think we are seeing a very positive outlook. Although business is anyway fragile, many things happen during the course. But as a mid-term and long term, I don't see anything what is happening today will happen differently then. So things are positive, yeah. TV, of course, will stay as a primary growth driver. But as I said, audio is the new, new category which is evolving in a different way right now. We are now going out from a traditional audio company to a latest technology-oriented audio company and Gen Z, millennial targeted company. So there's that will continue to grow. As I said, even digital imaging has a huge promise. So these three are big pillars. Then not to forget PlayStation. PlayStation is also very, very big, right? So we are kind of leaders in the country, right, when it comes to gaming industry. Then, yeah, I mean, in the professional segment, as I already mentioned, we are pretty strong. So, yeah, all in all, so the good thing is not only television, but we have even audio, digital imaging, and professional solutions, and gaming as our categories to propel Sony as a total, as a company for future growth. We have traveled a long way. I think if I go 10 years back, we were quite behind the globe. But as I'm talking to you now, we are number 4 as a single country business across the globe, right? So, which is not bad. And we are actually a close number 4. So, which means in a couple of years, maybe we can be number 3. And to remain in the top 3 in future, I think should be a good position to stay, right? As a Sony companies around the globe, yeah. I mean, that's our hope and estimate, and the way we are, and it has to do with the country growth as well, right? So, I mean, as I said, we are hopeful about India as a country itself. So, within this context and parameters, and with our product portfolio, plus our strategy of making the premium as our mantra to the market, we hope that we should be number 3 quite soon. At that time, we had a VAIO business, laptop business, which was very big, and we had a mobile business, Xperia, right? So at that time, of course, the turnover was quite big. But I would also mention that we are now reaching a similar turnover after so many years, of course, and we have made up with the televisions and with the categories which we now handle without laptops and mobile phones. So our target this area, as I said, is to grow another 20%. So you can calculate the number which you have. So I think that should be our 24 fiscal target. And I don't, and I also feel that maybe couple of years down the line, we should be hitting the milestone of 100 billion. This is our kind of, midterm, you can say a midterm plan, yeah. Those days were scary days, I must tell you, right? And then, but I would say there is a plus and a minus for COVID for Sony, right? And especially for the electronics industry, I would say, largely speaking. So minus was, of course, the pain which everybody suffered, right, during that time. So that was bad. Should not have happened actually, but anyway, that we had to live with it, and it is now behind us. But what it did is something, which brought a big change in consumer buying behavior. Consumer behavior of how he interacts with the product, especially when it comes to electronics. So, I mean, you can imagine, right? In pre-COVID times, an average time spent, in front of the screen, maybe 2 hours, maybe 1.5 hours, something like that, right? Average time spent. During COVID time, it increased to even 10 hours. Right? Because there's, of course, everybody was at home. So then that's where everything changed. Consumer, never thought that he will be watching that much content. And when he started to watch, he felt the need of quality, bigger screen. And then that's the time when OTT platforms entered into the market. I'm talking about Amazon Primes, Netflixes. It was not there pre-COVID, right? I mean, it was there, but kind of small, right? So they emerged as the biggest winners, and then that definitely helped in shaping up the electronics industry, right? Because they gave a content which was quality rich, HD, 4K, Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision, and even IMAX enhanced. So when customers are getting these contents from these OTT platforms, where do they watch it? They needed better televisions. And that's the change which has happened post-COVID for TV industry. And that is the reason our growth post-COVID in the large screen is even tripled or quadrupled from those times, because their customers really felt that, oh, I need a bigger TV and I need a better TV so that I can enjoy the content. So that's a pre and post COVID phenomena. And same thing happened with the theatrical, right? For example, we always sell the story of not only visual with television, but even audio as a home theater. So people watched a lot of movies and at home during that time. That's where they realized the need of home theater at home. And that's what we are going to promote now this year as well in a big way. So Sony is going into the market with a story of when it comes to cinema, we will give you a similar experience as you go to PVR or INOX at home. So that's what we are going to, we are talking about a story from this year onwards, and we will promote it. So to answer your question, COVID did bad, of course, for the overall scheme of things, but for electronics industry, it was I would say the triggering point to the next level of business. As the market grows, competition is already there to stay, right? But they always say, as they say, right, first mover advantage is very important. Who goes first to the market and who basically drives the market and the industry. So I would, so we were very, what can I say, not lucky, I would say, but we were, in a good position at that time. Sony was in a good position at that time to lead the industry in this way, like 55-inch and above television segment, grow it. So customer now recognize premium with Sony. So when you talk to many of the customers, we have done so many research, with the consumers directly, indirectly. So when you say top of the mind premium television brand, it's almost always SONY, right? But of course, then there are things like price points. I'm sure you will come down to that later, right? So then how did we manage competition and all? But I think competition is good, Rajkumarji, I must tell you. Without competition, market will not grow, industry will not grow, consumer will not evolve. So we are into a good, healthy state of competition today in the country, where all the industry players are together driving this demand. So I think it's a good position to be in. Yeah. Many people ask me the same question. Our answer is a bit different, to maybe your expectations, right? So normally, as you ask me, how do you grow more of offline or more of online? We are not into the business of growing any particular channel, condition. So India is our market. Indian consumer is our customer. We have Sony products. We have to reach to these customers through these platforms or channels. So for us, everything is same. As simple as that. So what is our USP? Like what did we do maybe better than competition? Is to synergize offline and online. Synergize. There's no conflict, and that's a very, it's not actually it's a complicated thing. So now, as I talk to you today, of course the contribution of online is increasing. There's no doubt about it, right? It's increasing, and which is good, which is the way even market is growing. But at the same time, I would say even offline market is here to stay. That's also very strong. Consumers in India are very, very smart, very smart. I would say smarter than many places, globally. They see everything, read everything, watch everything. They even must go to the store to check everything, and that's where they finalize their purchase decision. So we have a very healthy mix of offline, online, and as I said, our strategy is to synergize and move forward.